Last week, we met excitedly as a leadership team to plan the annual Proactive Talent Retreat scheduled to happen in November. Like with other companies, the topic of vaccinations came up, and when it did, everything grinded to a halt. The coming together of employees has long been a staple of companies looking to define their vision, outline their strategy, and mobilize their workforce around a call to action, all while driving culture as they break bread together. But 2019 changed all that. Now we are immersed in a political and ethical debate around something that we've taken for granted for years: the in-person meeting. In case you missed it, CNN recently fired 3 employees for coming to work unvaccinated. Here's a quote. CNN has fired 3 employees who violated company policy by coming to work unvaccinated against the COVID-19 virus. CNN Chief Jeff Zucker told staff members of the firing in a memo sent Thursday that reminded them that vaccines were mandatory if they report to the office or out in the field where they come into contact with other employees. Let me be clear. We have a zero tolerance policy on this, wrote Zucker, chairman of news and sports for Warner Media. And CNN is not the only one to have this policy. Here is a short list of companies requiring a vaccinated workforce. While some people are happy to see these measures in place, there are others who are severely displeased, to put it mildly. Here's an example.
Guys, tonight many of these Houston Methodist employees gathered together for the first time. Their 2-week unpaid suspension is now underway. When it's over, they'll be fired, all for choosing not to get vaccinated. After weeks of taking a stand against Houston Methodist Hospital's COVID-19 vaccine mandate, Jennifer Bridges, the nurse at the center of a now federal lawsuit, walked out of Methodist Hospital Baytown for the last time.
I cried the whole way out.
Waiting for her was a crowd of supporters and dozens of nurses who are losing their jobs too for declining to roll up their sleeves for the vaccine.
I kind of feel betrayed a little bit.
So where does that leave us? I mean, this issue is not going away anytime soon. And the only thing that is certain right now is that inaction is not an option. So it sort of leaves us as HR professionals in a bit of a quandary. Or does it? As HR professionals, our job isn't to choose a side, but rather to bring all sides together. Now, this pandemic has affected everyone on every level in some way. So why make a decision like this behind closed doors? It is, after all, about the safety and well-being of your people. Here at Proactive Talent, after we had our own debate, our CEO, Will Staney, said this.
After our own debate around what we were going to do for the retreat, I sent a message to all employees telling them, what we were planning and asked them for their opinion. If comfortable, they could choose to take part in our Slack survey and have an open conversation on the topic. But if not, they could confidentially share their views with me by email or direct message. The result was that we were able to make decisions around our retreat and how we come together as a team based on the opinions of all staff without anyone feeling excluded. I will say for context that we are mostly a remote desk-based company and have nowhere near the complexity of like a hospital system to consider, but there are still elements of our jobs that involve travel and internal in-person meetings, as well as external meetings with clients and suppliers, right? And so it's really not as difficult for a company like us to accommodate this, but I would imagine, it's really hard for companies where their employees must be in public or around groups of people day in and day out. I think, this is a hard thing to manage, but clear communication, soliciting feedback, and allowing employees to have a say in the decision process is absolutely key.
The result will be, undoubtedly, that you can't please all the people all the time. But what's wrong with that? If our work on attracting, hiring, and retaining talent has taught us anything, it's this. Involve staff in the process. Ask questions. Use data. Provide feedback. Define a plan. Call it a first draft. communicate, and execute, then ask for feedback, refine, and if needed, relaunch. Then look at it again in 6 months, because by then the world will be a very different place. Here's my advice. Don't look for a magic bullet. There isn't one. The decision to vaccinate and or mandate vaccination isn't one size fits all, and that's okay. Nothing is in HR, and it never has been. Don't see this as a problem to solve. See it as an opportunity to demonstrate to your workforce that you care, that their opinion counts. Then use data to show why you made the decisions you did. Promise to re-examine the situation after a given period and keep that promise. Then promise to do it again. Keeping promises builds trust. Above all, show the reasons for and their involvement in the decisions made. Over-communicate. Empathize. It'll help your employer brand, and the world needs more of this anyway. And whatever you do, make it about the people, not the policy.